And I want to welcome you to this week's episode of the CVC Home Service Success Network. This is sponsored every week by CVC Success Group. And why do we do this? Hey, maybe we want to help you work through your challenges. Maybe we want to share a process with you. Any number of things. But I want you to know we appreciate you tuning in to us each week, no matter if you're watching us live or watching us on the replay. We had almost 20,000 views of our last topic, which was all about why have a swap meeting and what it does with you. Had a great guest on with us with Philip Stoller. So appreciate you being back this week. So what are we going to talk about today? What's our topic? Have you ever thought your phone was just simply disconnected? Have you ever sat there and called your own number just to see if it'll still ring? You know, it's a time of the year that people just are seeing their leads dropping dramatically down. And that's what we're going to talk about today. I've talked to a couple marketing people today, got them on the phone, asked them, okay, we've got common clients. I'm hearing this problem that their phone's just not ringing. It's not a comfortable spot to be in. If you're listening to me, you may be going through the same thing. So what do you do in this situation? Well, number one, you can't get depressed about it. You got to keep yourself going. You got to keep yourself pumped up for action for what you got to do, which is concentrate on running your business. You know, it's a great time of year when things are down like this to go into extra training. We all know there's people that work for us that need to be trained. But here's the question. How are you communicating with your community? How are you getting the word out? You know, this day and time, we see so many people pour so many dollars into their marketing, thousands and thousands of dollars a month. We're writing checks to marketing companies that I never imagined you would have to spend this kind of money just to make a telephone ring. So what's working today for people? Well, one of the things is Google AdWords. That seems to be one of the number one producers of revenue and of leads right now in talking to the various marketing companies that I'm connected with that I have phone conversations this morning. Google AdWords seems to be a way to draw people in. But let's face it, Google AdWords aren't cheap. In some markets, the cost of a single placement or one call is astronomical. And then your people have got to convert those into actual customers and appointments because just calling you doesn't produce revenue. You got to take it all the way through. How are you involved in your community? How are you getting known in your community? What do your vehicles look like? Are they really wrapped pretty? Do they stand out? All those type of things. So Cheryl, let's go to you first. This was your idea this morning. You said you thought this would be a good topic. What's your ideas that people have got to do that to get through this time of year?
Well, at this point, I'm having some people I know, they're just not getting their marketing out early enough. It's a new season. We're warming up, thank goodness. And it's time that you revamp. You can't use the same marketing that you used 6 months ago. So don't wait. I'm seeing people want to wait too long before they market on the next season. I think that's the biggest thing that I'm seeing out there.
Okay. And that's one of the things that one of the marketing companies I talked to said people have got to put together a calendar. You got to be thinking way ahead of time. How are you going to market in the coming year? If we look at the chimney service business that we are so closely connected to, we know that the leads are going to drop dramatically as we get into January every year. It's going to be that way through cold weather until spring arrives. In the last 2 weeks, I've been in some very cold areas. I was in Vermont a little over a week ago. And the last few days, I've been in upstate New York. I fought snow and ice on all those trips. It was miserable outside, which presents another challenge in the weather doesn't even allow us to do our jobs at this point. So what do you keep going? So Josh, let's go to you. I'm sure you've been in this situation before at Tri-County, Magic Broom, as you went through it. What do you do in this time of year to make things happen?
For the immediate, you start working your customer list. If you have a way to pull a report to see if anybody has not used you in the last year, you can call and offer them specials, and also text message specials as well. The other one is, do you have a calendar, a marketing calendar, that lays out all the holidays and specials for the year that you're going to run? Because that becomes your sort of playbook for the year. So that way you're not kind of caught off guard, whether you're running a St. Patrick's Day special, Valentine's Day special, things like that. From the retail world, President's Day sales are always big deals, right? So knowing that information ahead of time and being able to plan for it, not just, oh, we need to run a sale today. Also let your staff know what promotions are going to be there for the year, for people that want to save money. As you know, some customers don't care about the cost. Some are going to do whatever they can to save a penny. And you can relay that message of, hey, we're cheaper in February to do this.
Got you covered. The other things are, what's your follow-up systems? Right now, how many proposals do you have that were generated in 2025 that have never been closed? Implementing severe follow-up to these and talking to marketing people. There's 3 methods of follow-up that are working. One of these is the text marketing. That works with some people. Other people believe in email marketing. Phone calls, actually calling people, seeing what the status of the work is, seeing if they have any questions. This is what we used to call a drip system. But do you have a drip system set up for this? And what you also want to do is be looking ahead. This period of time will repeat itself a year from now. And you got to prepare for this well in advance to do that. Right now, a lot of companies are doing swap meetings. It's an excellent time to stop for a day. We go through what the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats are. That was our topic this past week. And in the last 2 weeks, I've done 4 SWAT meetings around the country, facilitated these, and it's been an excellent time, opened up a lot of avenues of conversation in the companies. So even though it is a down time, it's also an excellent time to work on the business. We're in the first quarter. This is a time to start working to make the changes for the year. Cheryl, what else would you add to this topic?
I think everyone, like you say, they need to look ahead. It's just the way it is. I mean, we've got tax, it's tax time. So people are going to be getting money back. This to me would be the perfect time if somebody had a quote out there. Maybe they're getting enough back that this is the time of year they're able to do it. But if you don't remind them, they're going to put it off till next year. So I think it's just staying in the moment. I mean, everyone knows themselves how they feel about what time of the year they would do their own business. So why not work with that and make it meet your customers' expectations? Everybody gets, I noticed they get in this same cycle. Okay, on this day, we're going to start this. Well, a lot of it depends on the weather. I mean, our weather has been so screwed up this year. It's been unreal. So, I mean, we're almost 80 today. We were in the 20s a couple weeks ago. So the people here now, all of a sudden, they're going to go through that. Oh my gosh, it's getting spring. There's certain things I need to do. So now's the time to remind them. And I think that's the biggest thing. If you don't remind them, people don't remember it unless it blows up again next year. And then you're fighting in your normal season to fix something that could have been fixed tomorrow.
Fantastic. Josh, what else would you add today, brother?
Well, you just nailed the spring cleaning. That was always, it's part of your marketing campaign is to have your spring cleaning handy. Postcards, we did those and they're still prevalent. There's still companies that are getting good results from postcard reminders. People look for them. Partner up with a company that'll do bulk mailing, save you some money. Just give them a list. They'll check it, standardize it, and send them out for you. Postcards were all people really look forward to look to see that.
Yeah. Another thing that came up this morning was what are you doing in your community? Such as, are there sponsorships you can do to get your name in front of people? Is there sports teams, things like that can help you to put your name in front of people? But there's one thing for sure. If you're going to be in business, there's going to be very busy times. And in the chimney business, hey, from September through December, you're going to have more work than you can handle. It's just the way it is. But once it gets past Christmas time, once it gets into the new year, that's when it gets to be a whole lot tougher. And that's what you got to be. You got to resolve yourself that you're going to be able to move forward, keeping your mindset straight, being prepared, and you also got a budget for this. Maybe you got to reflect price increases to sustain through the low periods when the money isn't rolling in as good, but you've got to be profitable for the 12 months. It's just things to think about. So we want to wish you success in this. Don't get discouraged. Keep yourself up. Let's talk about it. If you got if you need somebody just to lean on, to let loose on, hey, give me a call. That's what I do. I'm a great listener. Hey, maybe we can come up with something that works for you. But talk to your community. Become a presence in your community. Help your people. Make your social post educational post about how to use their appliances, how to use their fireplaces, how to light their gas logs, the whole 9 yards, all kinds of information. Josh, you did a video about how to start a wood stove one time. How many views has that had on Facebook at this point?
On YouTube, and a couple 100,000.
You've had a couple 100,000 views of this. So you think that inspired a lot of people, showed them what the problems were?
Lots of the comments are people thanking me for not being crazy.
Okay.
In that video, I intentionally smoked out the showroom.
Okay.
And I don't know, as every fireplace business will tell you, you put a new insert into a home, you light up test fire for the customer, you walk away, and then they get a first cold day. The stove is ice cold. They'll light it, and then the house is filled with smoke. 15 minutes later, the fire department's there telling them, well, they installed it wrong. Right? How many of you have heard that conversation? Because it's, we have nothing but volunteer firefighters. Sometimes they'll rip the appliance out of the house, and you've got a homeowner freaked out. I got tired of that, so I made a video that says, hey, if you don't do this correctly, here's what happens. And it shows, it actually showed a waterfall of smoke coming out of the stove. And it was nothing more than me than a camcorder on a tripod standing in front of a camera. And it's my most watched video. I have other videos that are like, if you look at Cozy Pellet Stove for Cozy Pellet Stoves, that video's right up there towards the top. Same thing. I have one for the Enviro Meridian. And it's nothing more than hand modeling, and showing like, hey, make sure you put your burn pot in facing this direction, because it's all the stuff that, like, especially, people that install a lot of pellet stoves, every callback I started writing down, that I got, and it generally turns into an education problem. Small percentage of them are not, but it became an education problem, especially if you pull a Cozy really tries to pinch a penny, and they'll shrink 2 pages onto one piece of paper. And good luck getting somebody over 35 to read that. So they never read it. And then all of a sudden you got a whole bunch of callbacks on this. You play a video, callbacks go away. And if you will sit there and text them the video, email them the video, so they have a physical reference point of all the things that go wrong, air shutter adjustment, burn pot being put in wrong and not cleaning, those things go away. Oh, and don't play the selector switch unless you know what you're looking for.
Yep. Well, also, you're going to be in Kansas City at National Chimney Sweep Guild Convention next week. We'll be there. Let's sit down. Look us up. We'll have a booth in the trade show. But in between the trade show, other times, it'd be a great time to have a conversation. Look one of us up. We'd be glad to help you work through the challenges that you have in business. And with that, we're going to end this week's episode. Since we'll be in Kansas City next week, we will not have an episode next Friday. We'll skip next Friday since we're on the road. And we'll see you the next Friday on the next episode of the CVC Home Service Success Network. And again, appreciate you joining us. As always, it's an honor, it's a privilege, and it's truly a pleasure to have you watch us, listen to us, whether you're here live or on the replay. Have a fantastic week ahead, and we will talk at you later.